Hello and welcome to Scale to Seven Figures and our $1 Million Fireside Chat. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor, Virtual CFO with Untitled Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million mentor. And I am excited you are joining me. Scale to Seven Figures is an interactive group of small business owners in the business to corporate, and business to government markets who are ready to scale their businesses to the next level. Our group is an opportunity to share, learn, and grow together without competition. Each week, I bring tips, tactics, and strategies through our $1 Million Masterclasses and our $1 Million Fireside Chats. If you are not familiar with us, head on over to www.scaletosevenfigures.com and check us out. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our next powerful conversation. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We made it halfway through the week already. Thank you for joining us for another $1 Million Fireside Chat. I am so super excited to have everybody here joining in with us today. So let me know in the chat where you are joining us from. As you know, I stream these weekly shows in five different areas, 3 Facebook groups, one on here on LinkedIn and one on YouTube. And so I'd like to know where you're watching, what you think about the conversation, and just let us know that you're listening. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor and Virtual CFO with Untitled Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million mentor. And happy holidays. This is my favorite time of year. And as you can see, I'm blinging today. in the honor of the holidays. This is my favorite time of year. And, pandemic or not, it doesn't matter. It's like Friday. Friday is my favorite day of the week. Doesn't matter what's blowing up around me. Nothing can upset my spirit and my energy on that day. And the same thing happens as it relates to the holidays. It's my favorite time of year. So I don't care about a pandemic. I am, thinking about creative ways to get together with family or to connect with family during the season. But as it relates to the spirit of the season, I am not impacted by the pandemic at all. I am so very excited. So the theme for the month of December is building strong alliances through appreciation, which increases your tenure with your clients and also tenure of your employees and your consultants with you, your strategic partners. It gives others cause to pause when weighing their options, when they're looking at potentially working with the competition. And it helps to strengthen your legacy. At the end of the day, providing appreciation creates longevity, deepens the relationship, and strengthens your legacy. So last week I shared the big C's of showing your appreciation in business. And if you missed it, please check out our YouTube channel or check us out on LinkedIn. The recording is there, and I would love for you to dive in and understand what the big C's are associated with appreciation and building your legacy. So today we're going to talk with the Lifestyle Strategist, Jamie Bennett, with the Lifestyle Group, and we're going to discuss unique gift-giving strategies to keep you front of mind. You've heard about Oprah's favorite things, right? Everybody's heard of Oprah's favorite things, and this time of year, that's when everybody's tuned in to learn a little bit about what her favorite things are. Well, today you're going to learn more about Lisa's favorite things and Jamie's favorite things. So let's welcome Jamie to the show. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I can't wait to have this conversation.
I'm excited.
You are my go-to person when it comes to appreciation and just, doing unique things to help our clients for us to remain front of mind with our clients. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us, Jamie, a little bit. You've been on the show before. This is not your first time. You are a regular. It's because you're one of my strategic partners. And I just love, love, love the message and the work that you do. But for those who may not be familiar with you, can you share a little bit about who you are and what's your business and who you serve?
Okay. So I'm Jamie Bennett. I own the Lifestyle Group, and what we do is holistically serve high potential entrepreneurs as well as professionals holistically. And what I mean by that is I can serve you in your business on the HR side. I can serve you in your home with home organization and concierge type things like what we're talking about today. And then I also can help you with some goal attainment through executive coaching. So I'm a full service offering.
Awesome. So what type of organizations or individuals do you serve? Who's
So
ideal?
so it's been interesting. My ideal clients so far really have ended up in the government contracting sector, other small businesses, dental offices, those practices that are so embedded in doing the function that there's not a lot of time spent on other things. And then even further, my clients are people with a mindset that are prepared to enter in partnership with a strategic thought partner. They're ready for an independent thought on different situations and tasks. And they're understanding that that's going to be to their benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the course of the last several weeks, you and I have had the opportunity of having a lot of conversations about, things that are front of mind with clients in the marketplace, individuals, what everybody's thinking and feeling right now. And as we step into December, gift giving season, appreciation is certainly one of the things that is front of mind. So let's start the conversation by talking a little bit about why it's important to show appreciation in business.
Well, if we scale it down to the lowest denominator, business is about relationships. And there is something magical that happens when you share with somebody that you care about them through a thoughtful gift, not an expensive gift, but a thoughtful gift. And when I talk about sort of gift giving, I'm talking about with your employees. I'm talking about with your clients, with your business partners, with your stakeholders. Before being an entrepreneur, I was an HR practitioner. So I have seen the benefit of giving somebody a simple thing that they were not expecting, and how a year after that, anything you need, Miss Bennett? It's like, no, we're good, but thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So, from an HR perspective, because you probably have been engaged in the process, I know you are engaged in the gifting process through your consultation and how you serve and support your clients. But from a human resources perspective, can you talk a little bit about how you were engaged in that process, and what types of things you help organizations think through?
So most of my full HR experience in terms of being a generalist was in the nonprofit environment. Now, there's people who may be watching who never worked in a nonprofit, but most people understand that the pay scales are not as high potentially as they are in private industry. And so the little things that you can do to motivate people and let them feel cared for matter. I think they matter almost more than in private industry. So one year we actually participated in like just gathering all this stuff on a cart. And I don't know what skills I had that year, but I convinced my leadership team to roll this cart around the call center and let staff pick the items that they wanted. And nothing in there was like really pricey, but it was like earbuds or, lotion for your desk or like just all kind of trinket stuff. And they were so excited about that little cheap cart. They still talk about it.
That's different for real. To fill a cart and just, push it around and let people choose what they want. I mean, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, and that's a unique offering because from a call center perspective, those people are not free to get up when they want. They don't get to wander. They have calls they have to take. So they literally have to be at the desk. And, having a C-level serve them was an added bonus /
Yeah.
twist.
So in your experience, what do you find businesses tend to lean towards more frequently as a means of providing appreciation?
I'm gonna need every business owner, executive on this live to stop with the pizza parties already. Your people are pizzaed out. Um, cut it.
The
But
pizza
it's
party,
it's
yes.
it's the easier go-to thing, right? And part I think why people do that is what I advocate later in our discussion is really talking to your people and making notes, right? So
Mhm.
maybe the pizza party is tired, but maybe there's a hankering for Thai food. Maybe there should be an international day, right?
Hmm.
Something that says you weren't on autopilot and you put a little bit more thought into it.
Yeah. We have something called Coconut Smile Day. And so we haven't done that specifically because, now we're all completely socially distanced. We're not in the
Yeah.
office. But we started a Coconut Smile Day because I was thinking about ways to be creative and show my appreciation. And essentially, what that was is an opportunity for everybody on Friday afternoons, my favorite day of the week, to just stop what you're doing, come together at lunch, and talk about something other than business. And
Sure.
then I would bring in lunch, and we did actually do different lunch themes each time we got together. So yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that.
it made a big difference for everybody. Seriously,
It does.
yeah. So we're in this pandemic season, very interesting time, and everybody's trying to figure out, how do we give gifts? Should we give gifts? Everybody, we're not close together like we normally would be. What should I
Mhm.
be doing? So what are some of the things that you are recommending or that you're seeing companies do right now in this season?
Well, I do have a couple of clients that I am responsible for curating gift boxes and gift bags for their staff. And I love humor, right? So I always try to find the laughter every day. And I advocate that my clients do when they extend that to their employees as well. So one neat thing that I found that it just tickled me was sort of this at work bingo game. Since
Hmm.
everybody's on Zoom meetings, it has all of the buzzwords. So every time somebody says up level, you put your bingo card down. And so the whole team gets these and they're all playing. Now, the whole company may not be privy, but that particular manager and his staff know what's going on. So they're getting that. Things that I think authentically talk to who you are as a leader. So one
Hmm.
of my clients is a managing director at Google. And so all year, and this is a new team for him, they've been talking about, his expectations as a team. And then he's kind of come behind them and say, y'all are doing a good job. And so I found some mugs for him that says Epic Team, to kind of, underline the message he's been giving them all year, and got some cocoa packets and hot cider packets. But when you see this and you receive it as an employee, it's not something he picked off the shelf.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Mhm.
And what I also love is how you started this by saying you curated the gift. So can you talk a little bit about what that is and what your role is, what you do for
Yeah.
clients?
Yeah. So this process really starts with the intake where I'm asking, tell me about your team. Do you recall any conversations with this person of their particular life? Oh, they like dogs. Okay. And so I'm taking notes. And then my process after that is to go and sort of curate what's going to be in common in the boxes. But in this particular, with this client, he wanted each client to have something different that was specific to them and their personality. And so
Yeah,
I'm doing all the research and I present him with the offering and how much it's going to cost. And he gives me to go ahead. And then my team is responsible for packing up the boxes and shipping everything directly. And we include a handwritten card.
hmm. Yeah, handwritten card. Let's talk about that because it seems like the etiquette the joy, the excitement of the handwritten has gone away. I don't see those very often anymore.
And this is the thing with this whole process, with this gift giving and handwritten notes, leverage what people don't do anymore. It makes it be top of mind so much more, right? And to have it not be a generic.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go, Sally. I really loved how you ran the meeting back in June. I did take a note on it, and I'm looking forward to whatever project you lead in 2021. Like you, that is so gold. It is like management gold because it lets people know, oh, not only is he paying attention, but he took notes and he put it in the card.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to forge his signature just to keep it 100 because he's not here with me in Atlanta. But same thought. It's his thoughts that I'm putting on paper, and my handwriting is better than his. So.
But I love that. So I was scrolling while we're on this topic, and I hadn't planned to talk about this, but I was scrolling, social media some time ago, and I came across a card creating service. So they do cards, not the electronic cards, but they, like the hard cards.
Mm-hmm.
And they use technology that mimics your handwriting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was like, that's pretty awesome.
It's a game changer because what you just said earlier, it would give you pause. You would be like, wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything like that.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about a couple of unique things to be giving, to be gifting, things that, have kind of given you cause for pause. And I'm going to share some that have given me cause for pause. It made me, kind of say, this is a great thing.
Yes.
In front of mine. So I'll let you go first, and then I'll go second. And
okay. Well, when I was kind of going down this memory lane, I picked out something about myself, which is if anybody on the live has ever done the love languages. The love languages is how I feel cared for. And when I was thinking of the unique gifts I had received, all three of them were experiences because my love language is quality time.
Okay.
So my first one, and you've known me a long time. I'm not really a crying chick, but my one that really brought me almost to tears, like they were there, they didn't fall, but they were welling up, was the gift of my client / accountability partner taking me to see Oprah. Which was on my bucket list, but it's something I had never communicated to anyone.
You know what? But I got that gift too.
It was so amazing, and like the work, right? Because she's up there with you in Maryland. She flew here. I met her. We walked. Like it was effort on her part to do it here and not do it somewhere that would have been closer to Maryland and DC.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
I completely forgot about that. I don't even know because it was my bucket list too.
Yeah,
it was a big deal.
And that it was at the beginning of this year. Lord knows we needed every motivation and boost that we could get for 2020. And just being thought of and what was being communicated in that, she just based on a preview, based on our conversation, she knew how much that would mean to me. So that's like my number one. My second was another sort of event. Again, I come to Maryland a lot, and I lived in Maryland. I grew up, but I don't drive in DC. I've never driven in DC. It's just so stressful for me. And so I wanted to go to the museum, the African American Museum. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming, but I don't want to rent a car. And if I rent a car, driving in DC stresses me. And so another client that is your client as well gave me a day. And this person is so busy for him to take hours out of the day to drive me to DC, tour it with me, and drive me back is a gift that I appreciate because his time is so full. Yeah. So, I mean, those two are the ones that I'm like, you're the best.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And so it follows the big C's that I talked about last week. And I'll just go through some of the C's, but the C's are culture. You have to keep your culture in mind when you're giving appreciation. You have to keep your crew in mind. What are their interests? Don't just give them what you want. Give them something that they're interested in. You have to keep your customer in mind in terms of what might be of interest to them.
Yeah.
And that return on investment, right? The community and your contributions, all those things matter. And so each one of those items that you talked about, the gifts that you receive, it touches on every one of those things. I mean, their culture. I mean, certainly they care. So that's a big deal. And I happen to know at least one of them, if not both of them.
Two.
Okay, so I know both of them. And I know that caring is a part of their culture. I know that for certain. And then they took you in mind. They considered the things that were meaningful to you. And so, but the fact that came to you from a client means that you're already front of mind for them.
Right. Right. And for everybody who is new to this, it gives you mind share. Yes. Top of mind. And it's not in a mercenary sort of manipulative way, but it is, hey, I value you. And this is the time of the year that I want you to know in an appreciable way.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I love it. So a couple of things that I have received that I've held on to that have, meant a lot. And it's not to say that I haven't received other things. I've received so many, but these I could put my hands on pretty quickly, but they really touched me as I received them. So you mentioned Oprah. I had completely forgotten about that when she was on tour in 2017, 16ish. My mentor took me to see her, and it was surreal. Bucket list, like you said. We were front row seats, so it's almost like I could touch her. Wow. It was just so awesome. So how could I forget that? A couple of other things. I just actually received this one in the mail, and this came recently. And this comes from a nonprofit organization where I serve on their board. Okay. Well, I served on the board, and then I serve as an executive coach to the executive director. And this is their logo. So it's a nonprofit organization that provides scholarships for African American males to go to college. It's formed as a result of tragedy that happened with one of her sons, and it's this. I mean, it just touches my heart. But the card, right? The card, the handwritten note.
Yep.
It's a handwritten note that actually got me. And so I use this cup often as a result of having received it. This is not an actual gift. This was a topping on a gift, but somebody gave me this.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Person knew that I love butterflies. My logo is butterfly. It's all about transformation. They thought about this and made certain that was a topper on the gift. So it hangs on my shelf in the back. The card. It's a normal holiday card. It means something. This is me and a client together with a personal note on the back. And I thought this would, as you can see, it's 2019.
Right.
I still have it. And then the big one is this big box that I got from a client. And I'm ashamed. She's probably watching. I'll be like, Lisa, she gave this to me 2 or 3 years ago. And when she sees it, she's gonna be like, Lisa, you haven't used that stuff. But it's a specialized box with the butterflies.
Oh,
something that I love. Her culture is included. Her foundational principles include live, love, and laugh. And they're embedded in the different phrases that are listed here. And then inside the box is everything. There's handwritten notes. There's a butterfly keychain. There's a journal, a butterfly journal. I mean, she just really went all the way out to, and this is for my birthday, to say happy birthday. And I know what you like, and here you go. So it's those. So the fact that we get these things from our clients means that we've made an impression, and the fact that they paid attention. And I try to do the same thing too with my clients. I try to do the same thing with my employees as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's karmic currency,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
One of my things I've been very tapped into this year, just when things are not going well for you, being able to be in gratitude or do something for someone else lifts you, just right up out of sort of the funk.
Yeah.
And so, my other sort of message I want to give to everybody, this doesn't have to be just a holiday thing, just like you indicated.
Mhm.
This can be things that you're paying attention to, and you do an employee appreciation day or somebody's work anniversary. You really can leverage this. And my other thing I like to point out is I want you sort of to treat the data gathering around gift giving the same way you do performance.
Mm.
You think and you talk about performance all year. So be gathering and listening to little bits of your people's personality as you guys are talking about them, going on vacation and grief when we get to go outside again, or how they love cats or how they love dogs. Like, that's just a little note to jot when they do something and you're like, I really want to do something special. Oh, she likes that special brand of coffee. Let me
Yeah.
gift it to her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Absolutely. We have to be listeners, and that's another one of those lost arts,
Yeah.
right? Is being a listener. We just have to listen. Sometimes just button the lips and open the ears, and there's so much wealth in that.
It really is. I mean, I've got, an amazing gift from you with, my little bracelet has the little tag that says believe. So when I'm
Ah,
faltering, I'll be like, get back to it and you owe her some homework.
that's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So we're at what, December 9th.
Yeah.
We are, 2 weeks away from the gift giving day. Everybody's in a mad rush, maybe. Everything's being shipped. What are some of the things that you are or can recommend to clients or companies right now in this moment in
Mhm.
terms of getting of curating a
Mhm.
gift? That, like you said, doesn't have to be. It's not the it's not the the quantity of the value. It's the quality of the value, right?
Right.
So,
Mhm.
what can you recommend that they think about right now?
Well, I have this universal reality I always talk to people about. You either gonna pay for things with your time or money.
Hmm.
There's no other way around it. And so if you happen to have time, go out and peruse the sales. You can find your boxes, you can find your gifts, and assemble stuff in your car, take it straight to the post office because we're in a time crunch. Or if you have an assistant, you can delegate. Go on Amazon. You can order everything from Amazon. Now, that really works if you're doing like one gift, like if you're sending everybody a book. But if you're kind of wanting to put things together, that really has to be either an assistant on the ground, a company on the ground, or you shopping on the ground. But there's still time. And if all else fails, a vanilla gift card works, honey. It works. I've gotten a couple of those from my clients as well. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. That's how I learned how to use my Google Pay. Like, how? Let me get this vanilla gift card on here so I go shopping with it.
So I think you might have been the one that told me about the vanilla card. I'm still not familiar. Share with us a little bit about what that is.
So the vanilla gift card is basically a Visa or MasterCard, but you can order it online and then a barcode is generated that you then can scan with your Apple Pay or Google Pay to load the money onto your
Oh,
phone where you actually can use it. So it's not a physical card.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Love
my client sends them to me when we have lunch meetings.
it.
She's like, I got your time, and if you were here, I'd be buying you lunch. So everybody buy your lunch, and we can eat on this lunch and learn. I said, I am here for it.
Yeah, so I'm seeing that happen. We can't do the holiday parties, right? Because we
Mhm.
have to be socially distanced. Is limited amount of people that can be in the room. So instead of doing the holiday party, they're doing virtual holiday events.
Yeah.
And I am seeing companies give lunch or dinner through a gift card. I hate to name names, but DoorDash is
Yeah.
one of them that is being used. But that's another creative way to, show appreciation and get everybody engaged.
Yeah. And, please don't forget about just actually having a conversation with your people. Like, ask
Mhm.
them,
Mhm.
hey, last week you came through in a clutch and I just really want to give you something nice. What's something that's on your wish list?
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Well, this was good. This is good. This is really great. I've thought of some unique things, and I always appreciate having this conversation with you, Jamie, because you always come up with some of the greatest ideas. And I wish you were here because I have lots of boxes in my dining room right now that are being prepared to be shipped out. So be on the lookout. You got something coming.
Oh, yay. I got a gift on the way. Thank you.
But I'm getting ready to put all hands on deck so we can make sure these things get out the door.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, any last parting tips or strategies or things that you'd like to share for companies to consider
I
before we
think,
wrap up?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you for a sec. Um, yeah, this whole working at home. It sounds trite, but the whole idea of treat people how you want to be treated.
Mm,
Like, don't make it big, don't make it overwhelming, but really show people that they matter.
yeah,
And sometimes that's just putting a little thought and effort into it. And people just appreciate it. And, those seeds that you drop to kind of nourish a relationship, they just pay it forward like 20-fold. They
yes.
really do. And I just think that that's just a great thing to kind of have as a business practice.
It really is. It really is. So I'm just going to share a couple of things for people to consider as gifts to give beyond some of the things we talked about today. So I have this shirt on for a reason today. Um, Before I owned a Novel Transformation Solutions, I owned another company that I sold a few years ago. But we gave this was a company, Deander Associates, and it was an accounting and compliance company. And we gave everybody denim shirts, and they really durable, just love it, and people actually use them. We also have given the gift of candy. So we do the branded jars and then put a favorite candy in the jar and send that to clients and employees. And this actually happens to be what we gave people when they started to work with us. This is like an entry gift. Welcome to the company. A journal is always a good thing. So journals are good. And then what I want everybody to think about in this season for the entrepreneur business owner in your life that is looking to scale or grow their business is to think about a nice book. This happens to be our book, but it's a good gift to provide to individuals who are in that lifelong learning process. So
Yeah, those are great gifts. And I am a book person too. And so, if you're kind of want to be high level about it, you're giving the gift of knowledge. I read this, it moved my business forward, it moved my life forward. Now I want to share it with you. So I love that.
absolutely. One of my missions is to help a million achieve millions. And I'm an intimacy person. So being intimate means I do well with small groups. How can you serve and help a million if you're working in small groups? And part of that is by giving the gift of this show. It's given the gift of a book. And it just kind of it spreads its wings. It goes uh, far farther than you could go individually. So,
Absolutely.
well, my friend, I appreciate you joining me today. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much again.
Hey.
Everybody, how they can learn a little bit more about you and the lifestyle group.
You can check us out on IG. We're under the Lifestyle Group, but I'm also known as your next trusted advisor. team. And you can visit us at jamiembennett.com. You can visit us at wemanagelife.com. So we have a pretty solid footprint all over the place. And connect with me on LinkedIn. That's a directive I have from a coach of mine, to get out there and connect and be more active.
Girl, 2021 gonna be the year. I'm telling
It
you.
is.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much, and happy holidays to you. And I know we'll be talking again before the holidays, but enjoy, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you always having me on your platform.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Well, there you have it. You have heard some of the strategies as it relates to giving appreciation to those who matter in your circle, your clients, your crew, your strategic partners. They all, matter to you, and so it's best to show your appreciation, and not just at this time of year, but all year long. One of the things I said last week in our masterclass is I quoted, a person's greatest emotional need is to feel appreciated. But sometimes we get so busy chasing new opportunities, we forget about the power of what is right in front of us. And so through appreciation, we're able to carry our relationships, deepen our relationships, strengthen the relationship, and take the business a long way. So think about how you can say thank you. Think about how you can be thankful, and think about how you can continue to build upon those strong relationships through the gift of appreciation. I hope you'll join me next Wednesday, again here at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be talking with the founders of the Harriet Tubman Tours. They will be discussing ways to give the gift of history and heritage during the season. So I hope to see you next week. And in the meantime, I am Lisa Anderson, your strategic business advisor and virtual CFO, and your million dollar mentor. And I look forward to seeing you again here next week. Thank you for joining me.